What if someone told you that by 2026, buying your own helicopter no longer belongs in the world of impossible dreams? For generations, helicopters seemed like luxuries reserved exclusively for billionaires, large corporations, and celebrity lifestyles alongside private islands and extravagant yachts. That picture is changing at an incredible pace. A growing lineup of lightweight kits, efficient piston-powered rotorcraft, and surprisingly attainable turbine helicopters is breaking down barriers that once seemed permanent. This is more than another top 10 list. It is a look at the aircraft that are redefining what personal vertical aviation can be. Today we are counting down 10 helicopters that are bringing private rotorcraft ownership closer to reality than ever before in 2026. As the countdown continues, each entry becomes even more astonishing than the last. At number 10, we begin with a helicopter that earns its place not because it is the least expensive machine available today, but because it played a historic role in making personal helicopter ownership seem achievable for ordinary aviation enthusiasts. The Brantley B-2 remains one of the earliest milestones in civilian rotorcraft development, arriving during the late 1950s with an ambitious goal of bringing private helicopter flying within reach instead of leaving it exclusively to wealthy organizations and affluent individuals. Equipped with a dependable 180-horsepower Lycoming piston engine installed vertically, this compact two-seat helicopter provided a stable and enjoyable flying experience. It cruised comfortably between 90 and 95 miles per hour, reached a top speed close to 100 miles per hour, and could travel roughly 250 miles thanks to its 31-gallon fuel capacity, allowing owners to enjoy both local sightseeing flights and respectable cross-country trips. Its straightforward engineering included a three-bladed main rotor, broad landing skids, and a compact profile that made handling and storage easier than many larger helicopters inspired by military designs, while the uncomplicated piston engine helped owners avoid the high operating expenses commonly associated with turbine-powered aircraft. The reason the Brantley B-2 deserves recognition on this list is that it introduced the idea, long before the rise of kit helicopters and ultralight aviation, that a smaller personal helicopter could offer genuine capability and enjoyment without demanding enormous financial resources or a dedicated maintenance crew. When it first entered production, new aircraft carried a price of approximately $19,950, an impressive achievement for its era. Even in 2026, well-preserved Brantley B-2B helicopters typically sell between $80,000 and $150,000 depending upon airframe hours, overall condition, and engine history, making them one of the more realistic entry points into classic helicopter ownership. Enthusiasts continue to appreciate its nimble controls, forgiving auto-rotation behavior, and the traditional open flying atmosphere that delivers a direct connection to the experience of rotorcraft flight. Its uncomplicated systems also allow experienced home builders and independent maintenance facilities to perform many servicing tasks without excessive difficulty. Naturally, ownership of a vintage aircraft brings compromises, including greater vibration than newer helicopters, limited useful load for heavier passengers or cargo, and occasional challenges when searching for replacement components because production ceased many years ago. Even so, those limitations reinforce its importance because the Brantley B-2 never existed to be perfect. Its true achievement was proving that personal helicopter ownership did not have to remain an unattainable dream hidden behind million-dollar budgets and exclusive hangars. At number 9, the vision of owning a helicopter becomes even more personal with the Revolution Mini 500, an aircraft remembered for making one of aviation and Oppo's boldest ideas seem surprisingly realistic. It challenged people to imagine assembling, owning, and flying a genuine helicopter that they built themselves inside an ordinary garage. This single-seat kit helicopter borrowed much of its appearance from the legendary Hughes 500, featuring a sleek profile, a two-bladed main rotor, a slender tail boom, and a fully enclosed fiberglass cockpit that gave it the appearance of a professionally built helicopter rather than a homemade experiment. Power came from a dependable Rotax 582 two-stroke engine, producing approximately 64 to 70 horsepower. That combination allowed the Mini 500 to reach speeds approaching 115 miles per hour, cruise comfortably near 75 miles per hour, remain airborne for about 3 hours, and deliver enough range for enjoyable weekend flights, while also offering an impressive climb rate for departures from confined areas. One of its greatest strengths was the thoughtfully prepared kit package. Major components such as the main transmission, rotor head, and tail gearbox arrived already assembled, eliminating the need for machining, welding, or complex fabrication work. As a result, many builders could complete the aircraft within 40 to 60 hours, transforming what seemed like an impossible aviation project into something realistic for a dedicated hobbyist with regular employment. When introduced, the complete kit, including the engine, sold for roughly $24,500, creating a major shift in the personal helicopter market. Even in 2026, surviving examples generally change hands between $20,000 and $30,000 depending upon construction quality and overall condition, making the Mini 500 one of the least expensive pathways into helicopter ownership ever developed. It deserves its place on this countdown because it demonstrated that pursuing vertical flight no longer required extraordinary wealth or a commercial hangar. Instead, owners could keep it inside a standard garage, operate it from modest private strips, and maintain much of the aircraft using ordinary tools, inspiring countless enthusiasts who previously believed helicopters were forever beyond their reach. Its teetering rotor system combined with straightforward controls created lively and enjoyable handling, while the compact dimensions simplified transportation and storage without sacrificing authentic helicopter performance, including true vertical takeoffs, landings, and the unforgettable sound that only rotorcraft can provide. Naturally, the Mini 500 also carried its share of criticism. Successful operation demanded careful assembly, disciplined maintenance, and capable piloting, while the Rotax two-stroke engine required consistent attention to remain dependable. Yet those very challenges made the aircraft historically significant because it revealed enormous public demand for affordable personal helicopters and encouraged later designers to place greater emphasis on improved safety, stronger engineering, and higher long-term reliability. At number 8, the journey into affordable helicopters enters a far more sophisticated chapter with the Denali H3 Sport, a rotorcraft that marks the point where budget-conscious aviation began producing aircraft that looked and felt like professionally engineered machines instead of experimental projects. Designed and built in Belgium, this two-seat helicopter offers a reassuring blend of quality, comfort, and practicality that makes modern helicopter ownership appear much more attainable. Rather than stripping away features to reduce cost, it combines intelligent engineering with everyday usability to deliver a genuinely complete flying experience. Power comes from a fuel-injected Rotax-based engine producing 135 horsepower, allowing the H3 Sport to reach approximately 103 miles per hour while maintaining an efficient cruise, endurance of up to 3.5 hours, and fuel consumption that keeps hourly operating expenses impressively low compared with many conventional helicopters. One of its greatest strengths lies in its spacious layout. The side-by-side cockpit stretches beyond 1.3 meters in width, giving both occupants generous shoulder room, comfortable seating, and exceptional outward visibility through its expansive bubble canopy so that every flight feels open and relaxed instead of confined. Beneath the sleek exterior, the helicopter relies on a stainless steel tubular airframe that combines durability with passive safety while keeping weight under control, resulting in a maximum takeoff weight of approximately 500 kilograms and enough useful load for 2 adults, fuel, and additional baggage. Pilots also appreciate practical refinements such as the automatic clutch, precision governor, advanced avionics options, and an efficient cooling system that allows extended hovering without overheating, making the aircraft equally suitable for recreational flying, flight instruction, and practical everyday operations. Another major advantage is the confidence it inspires in the air. Its predictable handling, responsive controls, and polished flight characteristics help new pilots develop skills quickly, while the lower purchase cost and simpler maintenance requirements compared with certified helicopters place ownership within reach of more aviation enthusiasts. Naturally, it still demands proper instruction and responsible upkeep, but its dependable engineering and uncomplicated systems remove much of the uncertainty that has discouraged aspiring helicopter owners for decades. The standard version currently sells for approximately €180,000 before taxes, representing remarkable value because buyers receive a refined aircraft that looks, feels, and performs like a much more expensive machine. The Denali H3 Sport succeeds by finding the ideal balance between affordability and professionalism. Instead of advertising itself as a bargain, it quietly demonstrates through elegant styling, a comfortable cabin, and carefully executed engineering that it is a helicopter built for consistent real-world performance. At number 7, affordable helicopter ownership reaches an entirely new level because this is where the concept begins to feel truly practical rather than simply ambitious. The Rotor X Phoenix A600 Turbo transforms the image of an inexpensive kit helicopter from a small recreational project into a serious personal aircraft that builders can proudly assemble and operate. This side-by-side two-seat helicopter uses a turbocharged engine producing approximately 168 to 180 horsepower, providing dependable real-world capability with cruising speeds near 95 miles per hour, a maximum speed approaching 115 miles per hour, and a useful range of roughly 170 miles while consuming around 8 gallons of fuel each hour. The reason the A600 Turbo deserves such recognition is its remarkable ability to combine affordability with genuine substance. With kit pricing beginning around $112,000, depending upon equipment and configuration, owners receive a helicopter with a fully enclosed cockpit, an impressive appearance, and a level of completeness that makes it resemble far more expensive aircraft rather than another minimalist experimental design. Numerous engineering improvements contribute to that impression, including better-fitting body panels, revised intake and exhaust systems, a reinforced vertical stabilizer, and contemporary avionics options. The turbocharged engine also supplies strong torque and reliable performance at higher elevations and during hot weather, reducing the performance limitations commonly experienced by naturally aspirated helicopters. Builders frequently praise the organized, staged assembly process, the active owner community, and the ability to operate on commonly available 92-octane automotive gasoline, all of which help reduce operating expenses compared with traditional turbine-powered helicopters. In everyday use, the helicopter offers comfortable seating for 2 people, respectable cross-country capability, excellent climb performance, and a satisfying engine response that captures some of the excitement associated with turbine aircraft without imposing enormous maintenance costs. Like every kit helicopter, it requires patience, technical ability, and dedication throughout construction, and some owners acknowledge that the turbocharged engine increases fuel consumption slightly. Even so, the overall value remains exceptionally compelling. Positioned perfectly between minimalist single-seat helicopters and significantly more expensive certified rotorcraft, the A600 Turbo demonstrates that aspiring owners do not need to accept extreme compromises or spend several $100,000 additional dollars to own a helicopter that genuinely looks, flies, and feels like a capable private aircraft. That realization changes perceptions dramatically because once people recognize how complete this helicopter is at its price point, the traditional barriers surrounding helicopter ownership begin disappearing. That is precisely why the Rotor X Phoenix A600 Turbo secures its place on this countdown as one of the aircraft that has done the most to bring practical personal vertical flight within reach of determined builders and pilots. At number 6, we arrive at one of the most respected names in experimental rotorcraft, the Safari 400. What separates this helicopter from many competitors is its focus on practical capability instead of exaggerated promises or futuristic marketing. Inspired by the classic Bell 47, its large bubble canopy provides outstanding visibility that creates an open, confidence-inspiring flying environment, while the dependable Lycoming O360 engine delivers the trustworthy performance that many helicopter owners value above everything else. Designed as a spacious 2-seat experimental helicopter, the Safari 400 offers a useful load of approximately 650 pounds, generous cabin dimensions, and enough capacity to support training, recreational travel, and even light utility work, distinguishing it from smaller kit helicopters intended primarily for casual weekend flying. Perhaps its most impressive quality is the way it combines meaningful capability with attainable pricing. A complete kit currently costs around $143,000, while a factory-completed ready-to-fly aircraft sells for approximately $183,000, giving builders an opportunity to reduce expenses significantly through self-assembly without sacrificing impressive features, such as a climb rate near 1,000 feet per minute, cruising speeds in the middle 80-mile-per-hour range, and stable, predictable handling that resembles a practical working helicopter instead of an experimental compromise. The Safari 400 also incorporates numerous thoughtful engineering details, including titanium tail rotor blades, a durable powder-coated frame, adjustable lead-lag composite main rotor blades, a sprag clutch for additional safety, chip detectors equipped with warning systems, and comfort upgrades such as leather seating, carpeted flooring, and electric cyclic trim that enhance long-term ownership satisfaction. Owners consistently praise its economical operating costs compared with certified helicopters, dependable factory parts support, and strong resale value, while its proven airframe and uncomplicated construction make routine maintenance considerably more approachable for private operators. Naturally, assembling an experimental helicopter demands commitment, and some builders mention spending additional time fine-tuning vibrations before achieving optimal performance. However, those who complete the project frequently describe the Safari 400 as one of the most rewarding and practical routes into genuine helicopter ownership. Its straightforward philosophy explains exactly why it deserves this ranking. It proves that affordable rotorcraft can offer spacious seating, practical capability, and dependable everyday performance without forcing owners to choose between stripped-down minimalism and prohibitively expensive certified aircraft. After experiencing how capable and honest the Safari 400 feels, it becomes much easier to believe that helicopters no longer belong only at the extremes of either bargain experiments or luxury machines reserved for the wealthy. At number 5, we arrive at one of the defining helicopters in the history of private rotorcraft, the aircraft that transformed helicopter ownership from an ambitious fantasy into a practical goal for thousands of aspiring pilots. That helicopter is the Robinson R-22 Beta II. As a fully certified two-seat helicopter, it revolutionized the market by demonstrating that personal vertical flight could become more affordable, standardized, and accessible than the exclusive world of traditional rotorcraft had ever suggested. More than almost any other model, it became the bridge that introduced generations of pilots and private owners to helicopter aviation. Driven by the dependable Lycoming O-360 engine, the R-22 Beta II delivers consistent and trustworthy performance with a comfortable cruising speed of approximately 110 miles per hour and enough range to support meaningful cross-country flying. Its lightweight construction and agile handling characteristics make it equally comfortable hovering in confined spaces or practicing auto-rotations during flight instruction, giving pilots the responsive flying qualities that have made it so widely respected. The true strength of the R-22 Beta II is not overwhelming power or luxurious appointments, but the intelligent balance between practical engineering and everyday usability. Its simple teetering rotor system, intuitive flight controls, and pilot-friendly cockpit have helped establish it as the helicopter that training organizations across the world continue to rely upon. Unlike many experimental kit helicopters featured earlier in this countdown, the R-22 offers factory-supported reliability, dependable parts availability, and decades of operational history, giving new owners confidence that they are investing in a proven, certified aircraft rather than an experimental project. Operators consistently praise its economical operating costs for a certified helicopter, impressive fuel efficiency, and remarkable ability to develop confident pilots in a relatively short period of time. Its compact dimensions also simplify storage, maintenance, and hangar requirements compared with larger turbine-powered helicopters. Naturally, purchasing an R-22 requires a greater financial commitment than assembling a kit helicopter, and owners must also budget for professional instruction, insurance, and certified maintenance. However, those additional responsibilities reinforce its value because with a current standard-equipped price near $375,000, the R-22 Beta II remains one of the smartest gateways into certified helicopter ownership, offering credibility, reliability, and long-term satisfaction that minimalist alternatives simply cannot provide. Before the arrival of the R-22, private helicopter ownership often seemed reserved for corporations and extremely wealthy individuals. This modest aircraft fundamentally changed that perception by becoming not only a favorite among private owners, but also the foundation of flight schools, rental fleets, and pilot training programs throughout the world. Its influence extends well beyond sales figures because it permanently changed the image of who could realistically own a helicopter, proving that with proper training and dedication, personal vertical flight could become an attainable reality rather than an unreachable dream. At number 4, affordable helicopter ownership begins to look genuinely sophisticated, and the CH-7 Compress Charlie represents the point where accessibility meets unmistakable refinement. This stylish Italian two-seat helicopter takes everything appealing about lower-cost rotorcraft and packages it inside an aircraft that appears and performs like something from an entirely higher class. Equipped with the dependable turbocharged Rotax 914UL engine, the Compress Charlie delivers excellent performance, cruising at roughly 100 miles per hour while offering strong climb capability and efficient fuel consumption. Thanks to its intelligently designed fuel system and available auxiliary tank, endurance can extend to approximately 3 hours, allowing owners to enjoy longer sightseeing adventures and practical cross-country trips without constantly planning the next refueling stop. The greatest strength of the Compress Charlie is that it never feels like an inexpensive compromise. Instead, it presents itself as a carefully engineered premium aircraft featuring a full carbon fiber cabin, aerodynamic skid fairings, and a sleek contemporary profile that attracts attention wherever it lands. The engineering beneath the attractive appearance is equally impressive. Lightweight yet durable construction, advanced carbon composite rotor blades that improve speed and high-altitude capability, a simplified rotor system that minimizes vibration and maintenance, enhanced engine cowling, and an integrated voice checklist all contribute to an ownership experience that feels considerably more sophisticated than many helicopters in its price range. One of the most appealing aspects of this aircraft is its ability to provide handling characteristics that resemble much more expensive turbine helicopters while maintaining the operating costs associated with piston-powered flight. Pilots enjoy responsive controls, reassuring stability, and enough cabin space for 2 adults without accepting the overwhelming expenses attached to large certified helicopters. Owners also appreciate the excellent visibility through the expansive canopy, the dependable Rotax engine that simplifies maintenance, and the overall sense of craftsmanship that makes every recreational flight or training session feel rewarding. Kit and quick build options further improve accessibility for dedicated builders. Like every personal helicopter, it still requires proper pilot training and careful attention to loading, particularly during hot weather or when operating near maximum weight. Nevertheless, these are relatively minor compromises considering the capability and elegance the aircraft delivers without demanding the enormous investment associated with certified helicopters. Well-built completed examples currently sell from the upper 5-figure range into the lower 6 figures, depending upon avionics, construction quality, and overall condition, making the CH-7 Compress Charlie one of the most compelling values in personal rotorcraft. Buyers are not simply purchasing affordable flight. They are investing in a helicopter that feels modern, refined, and genuinely enjoyable to own, which is exactly why it plays such an important role in redefining affordable vertical aviation in 2026. At number 3, the countdown reaches one of the newest benchmarks in certified 2-seat helicopters, an aircraft that has forced the traditional helicopter industry to rethink what modern personal rotorcraft should be. The Gimbal Cabri G2 establishes an entirely new standard by combining premium engineering with realistic ownership potential, creating a helicopter that feels both sophisticated and surprisingly attainable. Designed and manufactured in France, this certified 2-seat aircraft is powered by the proven Lycoming O360 piston engine and delivers an exceptionally refined flying experience that serves equally well as a professional training platform and a highly desirable privately owned helicopter. From the moment pilots settle into its comfortable side-by-side cockpit, the emphasis on thoughtful engineering, modern safety, and effortless handling becomes immediately apparent. One of the Cabri G2 and Oppo's defining innovations is its fenestrine enclosed tail rotor. Beyond giving the helicopter a distinctive appearance, this advanced design significantly reduces external noise while improving safety by shielding the tail rotor from accidental impacts and foreign object damage. It also contributes to smoother directional control and more precise yaw performance throughout a wide variety of flight conditions. Safety remains central to every aspect of the helicopter and Oppo's design. A crash-resistant airframe, an advanced rotor system, and carefully considered cockpit ergonomics reduce fatigue during extended training sessions or recreational flights, while the efficient Lycoming engine provides several hours of endurance and comfortable cruising performance for enjoyable cross-country travel. Pilots consistently praise the Cabri G2 for its modern avionics options, outstanding visibility through its expansive canopy, and forgiving yet responsive handling characteristics that inspire confidence whether someone is attempting their first hover or exploring scenic destinations as an experienced owner. Although it is not positioned as the least expensive helicopter available, that is precisely what makes it so significant. With base pricing beginning at approximately €418,000 before taxes and optional equipment, the Cabri G2 demonstrates that a fully certified helicopter emphasizing safety, refinement, and reliability can remain well below the psychological price barrier that once made ownership seem impossible. Rather than representing another experimental alternative, it offers a thoroughly engineered solution with dependable real-world performance, noticeably lower vibration than many older rotorcraft, and a polished appearance that owners are proud to display alongside helicopters costing considerably more. At number 2, the entire mood of this countdown shifts because affordability is no longer just about saving money. It becomes about fulfilling a lifelong aviation dream. That change begins with the Helicycle, a single-seat turbine helicopter that dramatically narrows the gap between imagination and reality for personal rotorcraft ownership. This extraordinary aircraft captures everything enthusiasts love about turbine helicopters, including the unmistakable sound, instant throttle response, and exhilarating performance, then packages those qualities into a lightweight kit helicopter that determined builders can realistically own and fly. Despite its accessible concept, it delivers an experience that feels every bit as authentic as helicopters costing many times more. At the center of the Helicycle is a modified Solar T62 turbine engine that has been derated to improve efficiency and long-term reliability. The result is smooth, immediate power delivery accompanied by the signature jet-like spool-up that turbine fans instantly recognize. Combined with its compact airframe, semi-rigid rotor system, clean aerodynamic styling, and purpose-built minimalist cockpit, the helicopter provides excellent visibility and highly responsive handling that make hovering and precision maneuvering both intuitive and rewarding. What truly separates the Helicycle from almost everything else is its ability to deliver the excitement of genuine turbine ownership without requiring the enormous purchase price or operating costs traditionally associated with turbine-powered helicopters. Intelligent engineering and an efficient kit design keep the aircraft lightweight while maintaining the strength necessary for practical, everyday flying. Owners frequently describe the unforgettable sound of the turbine, outstanding climb performance that inspires confidence in confined areas, and the remarkable sensation of flying a helicopter that feels far more exotic than its price suggests. Additional highlights include folding rotor blades that simplify garage storage, straightforward mechanical systems that experienced builders can maintain themselves, and an emotional ownership experience that piston-powered helicopters struggle to duplicate. Every flight becomes memorable because of the unique combination of speed, sound, and unrestricted vertical freedom. Naturally, there are compromises. Its single-seat layout limits every flight to one pilot, while turbine ownership demands careful attention to maintenance schedules and fuel management. Even so, many enthusiasts consider those responsibilities part of the aircraft and Oppo's appeal because they reinforce the feeling of operating one of the most attainable turbine helicopters ever offered. With a current standard kit priced at approximately $92,000, including both the engine and gearbox, the Helicycle places the once exclusive world of turbine-powered flight within reach of dedicated aviation enthusiasts seeking much more than ordinary transportation. It proves that aspiring helicopter owners no longer need to settle for piston power alone. Instead, the helicycle delivers the sound, performance, and prestige that capture attention wherever it lands while remaining realistically attainable for builders willing to invest their time and passion. And now we arrive at number 1, the helicopter that completely transforms the discussion surrounding affordable rotorcraft. The Composite FX XCT, the flagship model of the XE family, earns the top position because it pushes the limits of what people believe is possible in personal helicopter ownership more than any other aircraft on this list in 2026. This remarkable single-seat turbine helicopter redefines expectations by bringing together authentic turbine performance, the unmistakable aroma of Jet A fuel, and the thrilling soundtrack of a real turbine engine inside a lightweight composite airframe that private builders can realistically assemble and operate without the enormous financial burden traditionally associated with turbine helicopters. Power comes from a modified Solar T62 turbine engine producing approximately 95 horsepower, delivering dependable thrust, energetic climb performance, agile handling, and the unmistakable jet-like spool-up that transforms every departure into an unforgettable experience. Its advanced composite construction keeps empty weight impressively low, improving efficiency while giving the helicopter exceptional agility throughout the flight envelope. The XCT distinguishes itself through carefully executed engineering that blends a Mosquito-inspired airframe with excellent auto-rotation characteristics, powerful tail rotor authority, and a straightforward yet durable drivetrain designed to emphasize both reliability and enjoyment. Rather than feeling like an experimental project, it delivers the confidence and refinement of a professionally engineered helicopter. Pilots consistently praise the outstanding visibility provided by the open cockpit, the accurate and responsive controls that quickly build confidence, and the remarkably smooth flight qualities that produce noticeably less vibration than many comparable piston-powered helicopters. Whether flying short local missions or exploring scenic cross-country routes, the XCT delivers an experience that feels exciting and polished. Another major attraction is its affordability relative to traditional turbine helicopters. The complete airframe kit currently starts at approximately $74,000, while a factory-completed version costs around $98,000. Because buyers obtain the engine separately, they have additional flexibility to search for the most suitable turbine without dramatically increasing the total investment. That strategy attacks one of aviation and Oppo's greatest psychological barriers because turbine helicopters have traditionally belonged to corporations and exceptionally wealthy owners. The XCT demonstrates that the dream of turbine-powered personal flight can now exist much closer to reality without sacrificing the excitement, performance, or emotional appeal that make helicopters so captivating. Admittedly, the helicopter is designed for only one occupant, and operating a turbine engine requires disciplined fuel management along with proper training. However, for many enthusiasts, those responsibilities only increase the satisfaction of owning an aircraft that delivers a truly unique flying experience far beyond what an ordinary trainer can provide. The biggest message from this countdown is simple. Helicopter ownership is no longer confined to the realm of impossible dreams. It is certainly not inexpensive, and it is never effortless, but it has become dramatically more achievable than most people ever imagined. From the groundbreaking Brantley B2 and the ambitious Revolution Mini 500 to the refined Denali H3 Sport, the capable Rotor X Phoenix A600 Turbo, the practical Safari 400, the legendary Robinson R22 Beta 2, the elegant CH7 Compressed Charlie, the advanced gimbal Cabri G2, the exhilarating helicycle, and the revolutionary composite FX XCT. Each of these aircraft has helped break down the barriers that once kept personal rotorcraft ownership out of reach. Now it is your turn. Which helicopter would you choose? The proven confidence of a certified machine or the unforgettable excitement of turbine power? Share your choice in the comments. And if you enjoyed this countdown, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications so you never miss the next aviation adventure.